enough time to recoup.
Hey, how y'all doing today? This is the Light Bulb Moment podcast, and I am Deshaun.
And I'm Asania. That was a dope ass pause between you starting that in the end of that conversation.
Well, you know, I had to go into podcast mode.
I see that. You're such a professional, Brett. You're such a damn professional.
We are professionals. We just don't.
I strive to be as professional and as awesome as you are with this.
Oh well, thank you so much, sir. Well, how you doing today?
Sleepy.
Yeah, perfect.
Sleepy.
Got all the I'm kind of sleepy too, to be honest. I just been working a lot, but we had all the research we need to talk to y'all about sleep deprivation.
Sleep deprivation. This is gonna be part 2 of the whole sleep saga.
Yeah,
the sleep saga.
That's funny.
Funky as hell. Yeah,
that's
the sleep
hilarious.
saga.
This
is definitely part 2 of the sleep saga. We got this on sleep deprivation. It's a mother.
Yeah,
it's
a
big time.
Yeah.
How you been?
I've been great. What's been messing up my sleep has been I'm not really sleep deprived. I'm more so tired.
So actually physically exhausted.
Yeah, I'm more so physically exhausted.
You feel like you're out of shape and that's why you're physically exhausted, or you feel like you're trying to get in shape and it's creating?
I think I'm in shape. I think I just need a day off. And yeah, that's how I feel.
Day off from work or a day off from everything?
Day off from a couple of days off from work. More so.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to. See, I think the day off from work, we say we want the day off from work, but we don't. Once we take the day off from work, it's just from work. So that's just our responsibility that we feel like it's tiring us. But I think also we don't take a day off from our everyday responsibility. So even once you got your day off from work, you know you got your own personal stuff.
Yeah, but I think what's messing me up is today, because I only have one day off versus like 2.
Ew.
So I have to like do things
and that one day off and try to get some rest.
Yeah, so that's why it's
You working 6 days straight?
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with these people at my job, but yeah, here I am.
Yeah. He cut that short. Your people at work ain't listen to this yet. So you probably be gone before they hear this, and then they try to get you for
exactly.
Yeah.
See, this is how people call out
from being exhausted from work. Okay. So jump into the whole sleep deprived thing, because you know I've been taking the sleep thing serious for about the past
He's been doing all kind of research
2-3 months, and I just been looking at my own patterns at first, trying to figure out how to improve my quality of life. And at first I thought it was eating, then I thought it was exercising, and I realized that even with eating and exercising, those things require a certain level of consistency, and I wasn't able to keep the consistency up, and I wanted to figure out what was keeping me from being consistent. And then, I don't know, something came across about this whole sleeping thing. Did an episode on it, start paying attention to it. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing when you aware, because awareness is my new thing, to be aware of everything that I'm doing so I have an understanding instead of just doing stuff by default. Mm-hmm. Actually paying attention to my moves. So now that I'm aware of my sleeping habits and that is something that is a concern, now I'm paying attention to what I do and the effects that it has on me long term. And oh my God, my friend. The last 2 to 3 weeks have been a bitch. Mm. Yours has been work.
Mm-hmm. But you have gotten like real life research on sleep deprivation, because what kept you from not sleeping these last couple of weeks?
Video gaming, interacting.
Gotcha.
And actually at one point before I even got into video gaming, the past couple of weeks, I just had started staying up a little bit later.
So how many hours a week were you getting, a night were you getting on average?
Of sleep?
Yes.
I was probably physically sleeping 4 or 5 hours.
Okay, and you felt the effects of that.
But within the 4 or 5 hours, especially from the research that we got from sleep.
Right.
Like, I'm playing a game, or I'm in my phone, I'm doing something, I'm getting some kind of screen time for like maybe about 4 or 5 hours beforehand. So even if, I shut it down and I give 4 or 5 hours, my brain is still functioning for the next, like I was popping melatonin at one point in time to make sure that I just zonked out.
Right, and then your brain needs time to go into the third level of sleep. The
different levels of sleep, right. And I wasn't getting enough time to do that.
Right.
And I mean, we were getting it hard. I think like the earliest I was going to sleep is 4.
The earliest? Oh,
before.
that's really late.
The earliest.
What's the latest?
I think one morning I did 8 o'clock.
This game is crazy.
I'm serious. One morning it was like it was damn near 8 a.m. and I'm like, all right, the sun is up. I need to. And then I slept till like freaking 3.
That just throws your sleep pattern
big time. So so now I'm realizing
yeah.
my sleep pattern's off. So when I do want to go to sleep early, it's not happening. I'm wide awoke at 4 o'clock, like, hey world. And the first week it wasn't bad.
Right.
I mean, I felt it, but it was like I'm just kind of drowsy. And I'm going to work. My productivity took a hit. I was messing up. I didn't have the energy. I couldn't make it through the 10-hour shift. By the end of the shift, I'm like, oh, I'm done.
Were you cranky and throwing hissy fits?
No, not yet.
Okay, gotcha.
Not yet, because I'm still geeked off of the dopamine and stimulation. Like, this shit was an addiction. Stuff was really releasing a certain amount of dopamine in my brain that had me extremely overstimulated.
Right.
And then I know it wasn't just me, because I'm looking at all these other people that I game with, and they're on the same shit I'm on. Like,
so y'all all staying up
so we
until
all up to 5 o'clock in the morning, like literally 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's
man,
funny.
Harvey, all of us went up to like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, if not later. So the first weekend goes by, like Thursday night it comes out, I probably stay up late, probably like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I wake up around 10, 11 o'clock, and I game the whole day, and I stay up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning again. And by Monday I had started to calm down. I think I had one night where I missed out on it, Saturday, and I actually got some sleep. I got some sound sleep, some sound rest, 8-9 hours. I felt good.
Did you feel totally refreshed?
I felt refreshed.
Okay, that's what's
I
up.
felt 100% from the last 2 days.
Right.
Now fast forward. I mean, I moved past that one day of good sleep back into that horrible.
Oh, so you went back to that
So
lifestyle.
I reverted back to that lifestyle after that one night.
All right, I can do this again.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm fresh now.
Right.
But now it's like, it's just bad. Like, I'm not doing nothing. The week goes by and I'm doing the same thing. Anywhere between 4 and 7 o'clock is the bedtime.
Okay,
4 or
even
7.
till like last night?
No, I went to sleep at 1 last night.
Oh, okay, but you still tired from doing it for so often.
From doing it for so long,
Yeah.
because you got to say from February 22nd,
For like the past 2 or 3 weeks.
past 2 or 3 weeks, doing this consistently just about every night.
Right.
Not just a couple of days, but like almost every night, whether I got to go to work. By the time this past week had came around, I'm disgruntled, I'm agitated, I'm easily annoyed.
Right.
I'm
Irritable.
eating horrible, but I feel like
Bad
I
diet choices.
horrible. Like I'm eating two Shake Shack chicken sandwiches in the
Greasy food tastes so much better
so much
when you
better.
like tired,
Okay.
yo.
So when I watched
like,
one of the things on sleep deprivation, that was one of the things they said. Your body starts craving more starches, sugary, salty foods. These things taste good, but they actually have an adverse effect on your body when you're trying to get sleep. So you're eating this stuff, but you want to go to sleep, but then it's affecting your sleep, and you're just creating this bad loop.
Like the other day, I actually got some bad sleep too because I went out after work. And then, of course, when you go out, you drink. Oh, my God. And then alcohol throws your sleep off, too.
Right.
I think it throws your sleep off because of the sugar in alcohol. It, like... What happens to me is, you get drunk, so you kind of go to sleep. But then what I do is I wake back up, like, really early.
Right.
Like, 3 or 4 hours later early. And it's really hard for me to go back to sleep. And so that's what alcohol does to me. And then on top of that, whenever I have alcohol, I gotta have wings. Like it's like a mandatory thing.
So you eating some horrible ass food.
Right, like
Because now your stomach.
and I'm tired too.
Between the
So
alcohol and horrible ass spicy, whatever kind of wings you eat, your stomach's trying to digest that shit.
So my stomach is like, ugh, what is going on?
Okay,
Right.
I'm with you, bro.
Exactly. Alcohol already mess up the acidity or whatever it does to your stomach.
We're trying to digest.
Right. And then on top of that, I was tired. And I had to work the next day. So it took me a couple of days to get to recoup.
What it takes 2 to 3 days to recoup from one bad night of sleep.
Right.
So even though I did get that one night, I thought I was good, but I wasn't good. Then I
Right.
reverted back to it. So
Then you have to think also people have lives. It's not like I can just I slept. Well, some people take off, call out the next day like, I'm hungover. I'm quote unquote sick. I can't come in today. I could have put one of those.
We work in the industry where that is
Right.
that's a well-known, a well-used statement.
Right. I'm sick.
I'm sick. I
get on
had
my
too much
nerves.
alcohol last night. But
Right.
no, man. So by this past week, like I'm spasmatic. And I knew by the last night, like it was time to check out because I'm sitting there. You know, I had a table. And my friend told me, like, yo, you was pushing it on this. But I got real snappy with this dude.
What'd you say?
Long story short, he was one of those tables that were requiring a lot. Well, not requiring a lot, but I walk away, now you need something else. Then I leave and I walk away, you need something else.
He was one of
then I
them.
leave and I walk away, you need
He
something
was
else.
running you.
Right, and it's at the end of the night already. You one of my last 4 tables.
Right, so you already getting on my nerves.
So you're already getting on my nerves. I'm ready to go.
Right.
But long story short, I come back and he's like, yeah. I asked one of your coworkers to give me 2 glasses of water with no ice. So I'm like, why you couldn't ask me for that shit?
So he got mad.
Right, but I didn't get mad because they don't understand. Now I gotta go find the dude. Either I'm gonna make it,
Right.
or I gotta go find the person who you asked. I don't know who you asked, and so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna wait to see if this person bring him his water. So I came back, I got their food and everything, dishing it up. He got his hot tea, but he don't have any water. I brought him a glass with no ice, and then he asked for the 2. A glass of water with ice. So he asked for the 2 with no ice in it. So when I got back and I'm scooping, I look at the table, it's evident that there's no water. And I'm like, so they never brought you your water? He's like, nah, something. And I was like, right. So I'm gonna give you a piece of advice.
Not advice.
Anytime you go out to eat, I would never ask another server for something that you need. I would ask them to go get the server who's taking care of you. Because when you ask them for something, that server may not care, they may not forget, they may forget, it's so many other things, but I would go directly to the server versus flagging out some other server. Which there's some truth in that if you work in the industry.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But at the same time, my tone and the way it was, I wasn't telling them that because I was trying to help him. I was telling him that, like, nigga, you shouldn't ask that other nigga for water. Now you about to wait.
You were being an ass.
I was being an ass. I went got it, but I had to give him a piece of my mind that was very unnecessary.
Right.
I knew off top that he wasn't gonna get his water. I could have got that stuff.
You had a little bit of tood.
I had extreme tood. I was tired. I no longer wanted. I had too much sugar at that point because the sleep deprivation.
Which just makes you so cranky because you want to go to sleep, but the sugar won't let you. It's just annoying.
You feel like you're crashing on all these different levels.
Right.
And I felt myself crashing.
That make you want to overdose.
My cognitive skills, my retaining information was horrible. I couldn't think straight. I couldn't process my thoughts. Like I couldn't remember what I needed to be doing just in general, not just at work, but in my overall everyday life. I was starting to miss meals.
Lord.
Like not really eating consistently.
Right.
Because I was tired.
Right.
So my body, I don't know if people realize, you have to have energy to consume food.
Mm-hmm. Your body has to digest it.
It had not even just digest it, just to even do the work to eat it. Mm. You get exhausted, you'll force it down, but you like, I don't feel like doing this no more. So I got to a point where I was too tired. 2 of the mornings about the end of the first week going into the second week, I almost had anxiety attacks 2 different mornings.
Oh gosh. What triggered them?
Just overthinking. Because as we learn, when you sleep, your brain is actually filtering out the different thoughts and experiences and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I felt like my brain was still doing that when I woke up. And then I was connected. I was extremely emotional. Like somebody say irritability, but it also triggers depression. Mm-hmm. And then just my thoughts. Like everything was just jumbled. And I couldn't focus. And it was starting to agitate me. And then it just kept coming in. I literally had to use a technique that I learned from this gentleman in this past 2 weeks, who suffered from PTSD. It's a whole nother conversation. Mm-hmm. But I met this gentleman, he's suffering from PTSD, and he gave me this thing that he does when his anxiety attacks start to kick in. And he visualizes a stop sign.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, that actually, I couldn't get the stop sign in my head, but trying to visualize it, I kept repeating the word stop. Mm-hmm. And it slowed it, it curved it. And the other thing that helped was, I knew I was sleep deprived.
Right.
And I knew that this is the symptom of my previous actions versus saying, I'm just sleep deprived, I don't know what it is, and I'm losing my shit, and I don't know why I'm losing my shit. I knew I was starting to lose my shit because I was sleepy. And I was overthinking stuff because my brain couldn't process it all, and it probably hadn't filtered everything out. So when I told myself, stop, you're sleep deprived, just focus on the moment.
But your brain was like, no, I got a lot of work to do, I'm backed up, I gotta get this shit done.
In actuality, it stopped.
Oh, it did stop.
Because I said I'm gonna focus on.
It's like an emergency stop.
It's like an emergency. Yeah, it's like I pulled the emergency brakes on.
All right, he don't know what he doing down there, y'all. Just stop.
Just stop. And then I psych myself out. Well, I can't do anything today. I can't do anything tomorrow. We'll take care of this when you get off on Tuesday. But for right now, you need to stop overthinking about things that you didn't do and things that you need to do altogether. Like you're trying to process your past and your future and your present all at the same time.
Right.
And you're starting to go into overload. And I did it too. The first day it was like, and then the second day it happened, after sleep deprivation, I was like, okay, seeing the pattern. And I even had like a few more incidents where I felt like it was about to hit me. The only time I didn't have anxiety, and it was only when I went out in public. Because now I don't want to be out in public because I'm so sleepy and sleep deprived that if I'm in my house, I'm comfortable. And I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted as shit. Like, I'm playing this stuff off a straight. Because keep in mind,
playing this game.
Keep in mind, I'm still playing this over 2 weeks. I never stopped.
Are you gonna play it tonight?
I'm pretty much gassed out in the last 2 days. Like in the last 2 days, my playtime has rapidly declined to the point where I'm like, I can't even look at it at this point. But it's not even just that game; it's just gaming in general. Didn't really feel like my phone conversations had decreased. Don't really feel like talking on the phone. Even my girl was like, you've been tired a lot lately.
So your social productivity has gone down.
My social productivity has gone down. I can't hold a conversation. After about an hour, I don't want to talk anymore. I actually, the first half of my day, I don't feel like talking to anybody. Unless it's something that I'm trying to use as a stimulant. Like, to get my brain going. But it's horrible. And not only did I pay attention to mine, I'm paying attention to my mother. My mother's going through some stuff, and she's always talking about she's tired. She's got some health issues that she's trying to resolve. And I'm constantly pushing her, like, what is your sleep like? Because you're talking about you need to exercise and work out, but you can't even think straight. What is your sleep like? Are you sleeping with the television on? Is there any ambient noises? Is it dark? What time are you going to sleep? How much time are you getting? How much TV are you watching before you go to sleep? I haven't perfected this, but over the past few weeks, I've been watching it. I've been trying to work on it and minimize it. In the last 2 days, I should say, once I knew we was getting close to this podcast. But I'm looking at my mom, my coworker Harvey, who was doing the same thing that I was.
And y'all sleeping on the couch, right?
Well, I'm no longer sleeping on the couch. I'm trying. I've only had a few nights of that, but for the most part, I've been moving to my bed.
Okay.
Still trying to get some sleep in my bed, but I am falling asleep on the couch from playing that because I played to a point of delirium where I just pass out. Like, it's been a few times I just passed out with the joystick in my hand.
Damn.
It's like, and then wake up in the middle of the night like, okay, I need to get in the bed. Like, get off the game and everything, but still, I'm so sleepy. Once I turn it off, I'm like,
this is intense. I'm scared of this game.
But it's not even just the game. It's for anybody who has something addictive. If you have an issue with TV and watching movies, if you have an issue with your cell phone, Instagram, Facebook, even games in your phone, like, these things distract your sleeping habits. So it's not even about the games and the addiction to those things more than it is. If I was still getting a sufficient amount of sleep and I was regulating, I could be playing those hours, but I have to regulate the hours to make sure I'm getting the right amount of sleep. I'm going to bed at night versus during the day. So let's say I went to sleep at 10 o'clock, slept for 8-9 hours, and then got up and gamed the rest of the day. That's fine. It's during the daytime. It's not.
Yeah, but that's
sleep. That's being real. That's being hopeful. Yeah. Realistically, that's not what I'm doing.
Right.
But again, it was more about the sleep pattern than it is, because then it threw my sleep pattern off. Trying to go to bed before.
Because it was hard, yeah. Because your body is like,
2-3 o'clock. I had got used to that for 2-3 weeks, being up to 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Right.
So it was really.
And they say nighttime sleep is a lot healthier than daytime sleep.
It's the healthiest one, and I can tell the difference when I'm getting more daytime sleep than nighttime sleep.
The World Cancer Organization actually said that daytime sleep, people work third shifts, that's a carcinogen, which means it can cause cancer. Bam. Right.
Light bulb moment for you issues.
Yeah.
But my man Harvey, one of my coworkers, I don't mean to put him on blast, but
Harvey,
I saw the difference in him by the end of week number 2. Even for him, he's having confrontations with different managers and employees.
So he's irritable.
He's irritable. His cognitive skills, you could tell they're not there. He's not as alert. This is an individual who's on his P's and Q's. He's studying for his insurance exam so he can get licensed insurance. He's got stuff going on.
Right.
So he's on top of it. And then this extreme amount of sleep deprivation kicked in from his extracurricular activities, and I can tell he's a completely different person.
Yeah.
Completely. And even he recognized he was out of control. And I'm sitting there telling him, he's like, I don't know what's going on. I was like, my dude,
You ain't sleeping.
you ain't sleeping.
Duh.
You ain't sleeping. And for a minute, he tried to fight him. I'm like, Harvey, I know your habits. I know,
Right.
seriously, bro, you're not in control right now. You can't even think straight. You did? So him, my mom, my girl, I even have another coworker, Ryan. Ryan has had some personal stuff going on. And I remember one of them nights, he was up for 24 hours, and I could tell, like, he was a zombie.
That's a long time.
Yes.
So his
Like
body
those
never,
people,
his brain never had a
never
chance
shut
to
down.
filter.
He's still trying to process
Right.
stuff, and you could tell, like,
your brain
at
is
one
in
point, he's just sitting
overtime,
there with this
right.
blank look, like,
And then on top of that, you trying to go and run around the
run
restaurant,
around the
serve
restaurant, wait
tables,
tables and
carry
shit like that.
stuff,
Yes.
balance
Yes.
stuff. Oh God.
And where he's thinking about not getting sleep, I'm being more productive, and in all actuality, the lack of sleep is making him less productive.
Yeah, most definitely.
Then I start talking to like everybody, African Americans, my Uber rides, all these
Right.
different people at work and stuff, and I find no different from what we saw in these videos. A lot of people avoid sleep because they feel like they call it FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah, I can see that. My parents used to always tell us not to sleep. Not to sleep, but like they didn't like when we like slept during the day. They like for us to get up and get out and do stuff. They're like, "Why are you sleeping? You should be out doing stuff and ain't no reason to be asleep." So they did want us to go to sleep like early, I guess like around 9 or 10 as kids.
Right.
But they didn't like when we nap because they want us to get out and do stuff.
Right, they wanted you to be active during the daytime
Right.
and you sleep at night.
Right.
And here's the end. I was actually thinking about that, and these are the things that I'm starting to realize, like, well, I don't have children yet, because these are the things that I think about as a parent, like potentially trying to become a parent. And like, if your child has to be up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, your child needs to be in bed at like 8, 9 o'clock at night.
They should, because kids need more sleep because
They
they
need more
have
sleep.
brain development to
Yes.
get done and
So-
stuff like that.
If your child is not in bed at 8, 9 o'clock at night, they like you literally.
But see, now the kids got
Reducing.
phones, so they can be in bed and they can be playing
but
on
they
different
sneak.
stuff.
So
Yeah.
that's where, as a parent, it's your responsibility to
To
make
take
sure they
their
don't
stuff.
have this stuff and they don't have access to it. But at the end of the day, I'm really just doing all this stuff because I really want to help other people the way I'm helping myself with the information I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this stuff is very pivotal to our overall healthy lifestyle. Like we like to say we live in our best lives, but are we truly living our best lives? If internally we killing ourselves. Externally we look like we're doing great.
I've always hated that whole "sleep is for suckers" movement.
Right,
I used
right.
to
I
be
sleep when I
like-
die. Well, you're gonna be dead a whole lot earlier than
Right.
somebody else who's getting a sufficient
As well
amount of
as
sleep.
when you go out of town, you party the whole time, you don't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that too. I always said like I need like 1 or 2 days to like do nothing.
Do nothing.
Like that's what vacation is to me. Yeah, we can party, we can turn up, be lit, get crunk, whatever little word y'all want to insert into be hype, whatever. But I definitely need like a day where I can just do nothing and
Yes.
eat.
Yes.
And just be lazy and sleep as much as I
But
want
that's
to
the
sleep.
rest. That's
Yeah.
the whole rest thing. Even in my Tai Chi class, I haven't been able to meditate correctly. I've been so
Yeah, it's
nervous.
fucking up your.
It's fucking up my whole
Yeah.
thing. I don't get up and meditate. It's my entire routine because I'm not waking up at the time.
Because meditation takes effort.
It.
So it's like.
And the crazy part is, meditation is also another good way of slowing you down to help you get some rest. That's why I want to learn transcendental, because it's going into learning how to do that is almost going into the levels of REM sleep while meditating. And I really want to learn that to figure out how to implement small pockets of sleep into my life. No, because a power nap is cool, but it's not enough. 15 minutes of nap is good enough to reboot you energy-wise, but it's not going to reboot you.
But I think the people who say 15 minutes is enough for a power nap are also assuming that you're getting good sleep.
Sufficient.
Exactly. So if you want to get in 4 hours of sleep, a power nap ain't gonna do nothing but make you cranky.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
I just take shit out you.
Yeah, because your body gonna be like, ooh, sleep. Let's take it.
But I think these are factors that are very important when you have individuals who want to increase their productivity and do better, but they don't know how and they don't realize what things are affecting them from being the most productive they can be. Then they start beating themselves up. If you have the knowledge and you have the awareness of this information and you can track and see what you're doing so you know what you're doing wrong, then at that point it's your decision to say, okay, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna continue. Like right now, I'm still fucking up because I know I ain't about to do the whole shebang. So I'm
Shebang-a-bang.
instead of telling people like, yo, I'm doing this to change,
Right.
till I make that shift, I'll keep it to myself, but I know I'm aware of my actions and I'm
Right.
taking notes on it and I'm paying attention. Okay, so when I make this shift, I gotta cut that out. I gotta cut that out.
Right.
I ain't just doing this stuff, have the information, and then when I get ready to stop, I'm like, then where do I start?
Right.
So once I start, once I get ready to give it all up and start my movement, I'm like, okay, this is where I start. And I'm already trying to implement the better sleeping habits into it. So if the sleep is good, then the eating better,
Right.
the exercising is easier,
You can-
the reading information, the reading books, the
Right.
retaining.
You gotta be
all
better
those
to
things
do
come
better, so you can be better to do better.
And it's funny, at the end of the day, it comes to sleep. But last week is about sleep deprivation. Our next episode, I'm gonna start practicing. I'm gonna start looking up tips so we can give y'all tips to help improve your sleep. Like a few of the common ones was just turning your TV off,
No alcohol.
no alcohol,
No
the night
caffeine.
before, no caffeine. Caffeine lasts for hours, longer than but I didn't know caffeine stayed in your body that long.
I can feel it. Yeah, I can feel caffeine in my body later in the day.
See, and I never. paid
But I
attention
only
to
do
that.
caffeine when I'm at work, or when I need to be up early. I stopped doing Red Bulls and vodka a long time ago because
Yeah, think how many people was getting fucked up off them Red Bulls and the Monsters and all that.
destroy red vodka and energy drinks just fuck your brain up. Well, any type of alcohol energy
It's all right,
drink.
alcohol
Yeah.
energy drink, man.
So that's just a no. But
Yeah, I agree with you on the energy drink thing, but I didn't know that, so I'm drinking cups of coffee at like 3, 4 o'clock in the evening and shooting through the last end of the shift, not realizing, and even at work at P.F. Chang's, I'm getting caffeine from the soda drink machines.
Yeah.
Not realizing how much caffeine I'm injecting in myself through the
Right.
day, so when I get off, I'm mad jittery.
Right.
But
I would
didn't
say
realize
it depends on what time you get out because I do caffeine around 4 or 5 too, but I'm not going to sleep until like a while later.
Still,
Maybe
though, if 5 to 6 hours later, half of that potency of the caffeine is still in your body, and you drinking it at 4
But I'm
o'clock
probably
in
not
the
going to sleep
evening.
until like 10 hours later.
Okay, I'm not disputing this with you.
I know, but I'm saying the caffeine is definitely still in my system, but it's
Right.
not as potent as
But the
having a
potency-
cup of coffee and then going to sleep. 'Cause some
but
people
the
drink
potency
coffee
is still
like,
there. Yeah, that's crazy though, bro.
which I never understood how people at Starbucks
Because
and-
but it's an addiction.
yeah,
It's an addiction. It's no different from anybody from people who drink soft drinks, the soda.
yeah, that caffeine.
It's the
is-
same. It's the
yeah.
caffeine and the sugar and that.
Like, who's drinking coffee this fucking late? Why is Starbucks so bad? Like,
Bruh, it's and it's crazy because it's a legal drug.
yeah,
No different from somebody has to get their beer, marijuana, or anything else, man. It's the exact same idea of addiction. It's just the fact that it's legal, so nobody has any negative stipulations on it
right.
for doing it or negative
Just like
connotations.
sugar.
Right. It's legal, so nobody's like, yo, you're a sugar addict.
Right.
But everybody at work is eating 6 bags of gummies and popping all these other forms of sweet,
Right.
straight up sugar, killing themselves. But but because it's legal and they ain't got no warning stamp on it. Like somebody tell me to stop smoking quick.
Right.
They be like, you know what the smoking is doing to your body, and I want to be like, you know what sugar is doing to your body?
You should say that back.
You know what sleep deprivation is doing to your body?
Right. Exactly. So yeah.
It's like we killing ourselves either way it go if you're not living an overall healthy lifestyle, man. So light bulb moment at the end of the day, if you ain't living 100% pure, stay off my ass and everybody. But
Don't
no,
fuck
man,
with me.
don't fuck with me. But take this sleep thing, man. I take this sleep thing serious, man. I think more people I really am thinking about doing like a sleep movement.
Oh, that's dope.
Cause like I said, remember the Big Mike, that Killer Mike, Big Mike. See, I'm telling y'all, I'm still sleepy as shit. That's one thing I did pick up for myself from the Killer Mike episode was the people who slept in sound sleep for 15 to 30 minutes in the beginning of that episode before during the church of sleep when they woke up, you saw a certain level of relief.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, I hope y'all get a light bulb moment. Look at your sleeping habits. If you're getting less than 6 or 5 hours of sleep, you pretty much smoking weed like me. High as fuck.
Right.
So
You under
you're
the
delirious.
influence.
You're under the influence.
Right.
And you should really take time to stop and look at what you do before you go to sleep, when you sleep, and the kind of conditions you sleep in. You know what I'm saying? And next week not next week, but our next episode, I'll give y'all a few tips that I felt worked for me and that they gave us. But it was nice talking to y'all. I appreciate this conversation.
Sleep is
with y'all,
deep.
man. Sleep is deep.
Right.
Part 3. Stay tuned for part 3 of the Sleep Saga.
Bye.
Bye.